Alright then, welcome back everybody. This is the Nuterror playing a little bit of Hearthstone today, a popular trading card game made by Blizzard Entertainment. A somewhat simplistic game once you play it in the straightforward, but can get a little more difficult when playing some against the more advanced decks and players. The game is pretty simple. You build a card that consists of traps, spells, creatures, and other numerous things that all have different effects and different statistics, how much health they have, how much damage they deal, and as you can see, each one of them has a little description as to what the card does, and you build a deck going by this. Now, I already have my decks completed and everything, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into playing people. I'm going to do my best to explain every move I make. For those who perhaps don't really know much about this game, I'm going to explain what I do, what I expect my opponent to do, and the outcome I think will happen every turn, and we'll see what we can get done. Here we go. Round and round we go, werewolf up, nobody knows.
Jaina!
Alright, a druid.
Malfurion!
I must protect the wild.
You asked for it.
Okay, now, we're just going to use this quick moment. This is actually what is known as the starting hand, and this is the mulligan phase. For people who don't know what mulligan means, it means that the initial 3 cards you draw off the top of your deck, which can be found here, could be replaced by 3 cards by shuffling them back in your deck and getting which one. We can choose which ones we want to put back. Now, as you can see, there's numbers in the top left, which represent how much mana it takes to play the card. You initially start with 0 mana and will receive 1 mana per turn until you reach 10 mana. So, we don't want to start the game with cards that cost this much mana. We want to look for something a little lower. This is a rather slow deck, however, so not the best mulligan. We don't really have anything to play too early. Here we go. Okay. Now,
Job's done.
I'm just going to take this time to also explain health and damage. The number on the left, when you're looking at a card, the yellow number, is the amount of damage the card can deal when it attacks a person or another creature. The amount on the right side is its health. So, the water elemental, when we can play it on turn 4, when we have 4 mana, is a 3 attack damage card with 6 health. We can't play it after this turn, so we're going to go ahead and end our turn and move on. See? We have 1 mana crystal, and upon the next turn, we'll have 2 mana crystals. Innovate. Okay, Innovate is a card from the Druid. That's a very odd Innovate. He must. Okay. That's all well and good. He used an Innovate to get a good amount of board pressure by putting out creatures. The reason he was able to generate so much pressure really quickly is because this card, all of the Murlocs, which are just simply fish people, get a bonus statistics of +1 attack damage. This is a Murloc, so it has +1, even though it says on the card it has 2 health, now it has 3, because of him. Now, what we wanted, the real decision to make here is what we want to do. Do we want to get rid of the 3/1 because we have a Fireball, which is our hero ability, dealing 1 damage to any target of our choice? Do we want to get rid of the Murloc that gives the statistical boost to all other Murlocs, or do we want to get one of the Murlocs here? The simple thing to guess here is, I could kill this, and simply have it to where there is a 1/1 and a 2/1 on the board. I mean a 1/1 and a 1/1 on the board, dealing 2 damage, but that leaves the possibility of him putting more Murlocs out that get another damage boost from him. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to eliminate the 1/1, that way it can't give a statistical boost to anyone anymore. Unfortunately, that's all we can do that turn, so we're just going to have to end it there. Now he's coining something out. He's trying to be... See? That's why we went ahead and eliminated the 1/1. And mind you, we're still in a bit of a bind because we don't exactly have a way to deal with all these creatures on board. But this is a simple amount of early aggression. As you can see, he has 2, plus 2 plus 1. So it's 5 damage. So it's really not that detrimental or dangerous right now to us. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to play a little bit defensive. We're going to use... Oops, sorry, not that. We're going to go ahead and put Curator Mage out. Curator Mage has a special ability that makes all spells, or counter spells in this sense, free. So we can play this card despite not having enough mana to play both those cards. So she's very helpful at getting out these traps, per se. Now, because this is such an aggressive deck from the Druid, I'm just going to expect a lot of small monsters. Yeah, just a lot of Murlocs. It's basically just a deck where it's a bunch of a lot of creatures that you can play very early and try to beat your opponent quickly before they can actually get any momentum going. Its weakness, however, is cards similar like that. If you can get things like this out, you have a bit of a problem, because then you can't start hammering away at your opponent too much, because they start getting defenses up. Now, we're going to go ahead and kill this. Lower the overall statistics of everyone. Now, we can't do much else. We're pretty much at the mercy of what he does next. We do, however, have this, Sludge Belcher. It's a creature that has Taunt. Taunt is a statistic, not a statistic, an effect that is applied on cards that gives it to where any creature on the field cannot attack anything but it. Hence the word Taunt. Now, we can only play that next turn when we have 5 mana, so we have to think of something to do in the meantime. Now, because he's so aggressive, we're naturally going to assume that even if we put this creature out here, because we have enough mana to do so, he's not actually going to attack it. He's going to go ahead and attack our face anyway, which is okay. Because we want to have some kind of board presence out there, we're going to go ahead and put Watermelon out there, even though he's not going to attack it. He's going to attack our face, even still, because he's trying to rush us down. Hopefully, next turn, though, we'll be able to put a stop to that, if we don't die this turn, to something like Savage War, which, if he does play it, I will explain what it does. But I don't think he's going to. This, however, will do a great deal for us in defending ourselves. Counterspell. He attempted to play a spell that gives this creature a statistical boost. However, we had Counterspell in place, so it stopped it. And as I said before, it's just pure aggression, so he's completely ignoring the fact that we have this creature out here, which is a very bad idea. He's also down to 1 card, which means we can start to take control of this game now. Now, as you see this shield around him, that represents the taunt, meaning none of the rest of this can attack us. We may be low on health, but we might still be able to fight it back. You see, now he has to be able to punch through this 5 health creature. Because it has 3 attack damage and 5 health, anything he attacks will die by attacking it due to its doing 3 attack damage. When you attack a card, even if it's on the defensive, it still deals damage to the card that is struck. The card that strikes it. More Murlocs. Literally just made a deck of nothing but Murlocs. You see, he's at a bit of a bind now. Ark of the Wild, okay. Overall, kind of pointless, to be honest. And he's back. He's much smaller now, but he's back. You see, he's having to dedicate a great deal to getting rid of this card. Alrighty then. Now, we're still a little bit on the defensive, and he still has a 4 damage card out. We can kill this with just our Fireball, so we're going to go ahead, use this creature, sacrifice him to get rid of that. We're going to play this creature, because this creature, special ability, upon its death, it will draw us another spell card. We're going to use a Fireball to eliminate this creature. And because this, as you can see here, Battle Cry, destroys your opponent's weapon, there are spell cards that can equip a weapon that will show up here, or in his case, over here, And the person, actual portrait here, can attack similar to what he did last turn with this. But because we know this class, per se, Druid, does not have any weapon cards, we're going to go ahead and play it and not hold it like we normally would to wait for the opponent to have a weapon and then destroy it by playing this card. We're going to play it just to have some pressure on the field and see what he does with it. Now, he has no cards, which means he's completely reliant on drawing one card every turn to try to fight us back. Now, like I said, even though we're low on HP, because of his early aggression being stopped by Sludge Belcher, we can actually take control of this game. He seems a bit perplexed. I believe his mindless aggression has cost him quite a bit. I don't believe he knows how to get a way out now. Now, mind you, there's many cards he could draw that would be troublesome for us to deal with still right now. We don't have the best cards to deal with high, powerful monsters, but we're working on it. We're slowly getting control of the game again. And he's still just gonna go for aggression. And he has nothing else. Okay. He is indeed in trouble. Now, we're gonna go ahead and draw, just so we can hopefully draw into some cards that'll help us take out bigger monsters if he does happen to draw one. I know this looks tempting because it's a very big card, 7 damage, 4 health, but instead we're going to go ahead and take a little more control. Here we go. We drew a Curator Mage, so that means we get to put a 4 attack damage, 3 health card on the field, as well as one of our spells. Mirror Entity. Mirror Entity takes a copy of whatever card the opponent plays. We're going to go ahead and put this out because we're getting into the higher mana states. See how many mana crystals we have? At this point, if he draws a powerful taunt creature or something, we can copy it by having this in place when he plays it. So we're going to go ahead and place that down, attack for 3 damage, but he had 1 armor from his hero ability, so we dealt 2 damage to him directly. And we'll end our turn with that. He has a choice. He can hero ability to eliminate this creature, but that will give us yet another secret, which may be more detrimental than actually leaving the creature alive. So it's the decision on his point if he wants to eliminate this or not. Seems like he's going to go ahead and do it, or he might just be attacking our face again. And he's just going to attack our face again, which is fine. Because no matter how much he hits us, he still has to end the match. Ah, here we go. This is something we've been looking for. Mirror Images. Mirror Images is a 1 mana card that brings up 2 taunts that have 0 attack damage, but it's very helpful for dealing with someone who's simply attacking your face over and over. We're also going to put down Eternal Arcanist, a card that gets stronger every turn if you have a secret in play, which we do. Now, we have this secret in play, Counter Entity, and you will see that it will gain 2 plus 2 to its health and attack because we have this in place. Now, we're going to go ahead and put as much damage on him as we can, striking him with every card we have. And end our turn. His ability to activate, and now he is 5/5. And he is conceded. This is why aggro decks are not always the best idea. The right defense just kind of puts a stop to it. And no matter how much you seemed like you were in control at the beginning, you can quickly slip away from you. Now, those of you who are wondering why he conceded still, it was because he just saw no out of it. Druid has no massive ability to clear the entire board of all those creatures at the same time, so he simply found himself in too big of a deficit creature-wise to actually fight back. We're going to go ahead and play one more match. I think we have time for that. Oh, it's going to have to be a really quick one, but we're going to see if we can get in there. Round and round we go.
Jaina versus Valera.
Valera. The rogue class. Oh, we have a pretty good start. And we're going to have the coin. I'll explain the coin once it pops up and once we get rolling. Polymorph is a very useful card, but since we have both of them in our hand, we're going to go ahead and discard one. We have an Eternal Arcanist and a Mad Scientist in our hands, so it's a very good idea to actually keep both of those. We're going to go ahead and keep one Polymorph just in case we just have something we might want to get rid of in the early game. The deck I have built with these cards is a rather slow deck, meaning it gets control of the board rather slowly. We get into the later turns before we can actually seem to do much to our opponents. So having a card like this to instantly get rid of a high damage threat is a very good idea. The polymorph turns any creature it targets to a 1/1 sheep. As we can see in the picture, it turns into a sheep. That's something very useful to have. Let's see what we draw. Flame Strike. Flame Strike is a fantastic card. Similar, it's the type of card that I was speaking that the Druid did not have. It deals 4 damage to all enemy minions, meaning any creature on his side of the board will be damaged. And he's saying hello to us, so we're going to say hello back. The coin. The coin gives us 1 free mana crystal, and it's given to us because we're going second. It's a way of helping balance out the turns. So we're going to play the coin, which will give us 2 mana, only for 1 turn. This is not a permanent mana crystal, and we're going to play our Mad Scientist. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure he's just going to dagger up, perhaps strike the 2/2, maybe not. He might stagger up and hold it because the rogue has many cards that can boost the damage of their daggers. So sometimes they simply end the turn without actually using the health of the weapon. Alright, he's going to strike us for 1. Well, not really the best idea, but it's okay. It's his game. Now, we have good board control right now. We have nothing else to play, so we're going to strike him with our 2/2 and hit him with 1 fireball. I'm assuming he might have a creature to play on turn 3, so he'll have a 1/1 dagger and a creature to play on the field. We're okay with anything with 2 health because we're perfectly alright sacrificing our Mad Scientist. Sacrificing Mad Scientist simply means we get a free secret, and that's great, so we get to kill one of his monsters and get one of our secrets in play pulled from our deck by its death. Alright, he's going to go ahead and strike us again, which broke his weapon. It only had 2 health, and he's going to recreate it. That is his hero ability, which is why he's able to do that pretty much at any point. And he's in his turn. Now, we could put this out here just to stop the little bit of damage we're getting from that, but we're going to go ahead and save this in case something truly dangerous comes out, and then we can play that to defend ourselves. But for now, we're going to play Arcane Intellect and draw 2 more cards to see if we can get something a little more useful right now. Nothing to play just yet, but we're only on turn 4. If he plays anything highly dangerous or something that has taunt, we have a Silence. Silence gets rid of pretty much any ability that the card has that is activated by it being on field, its death, or simply by it standing there. That's why silences are very good for us to have. We only have 1, so we're not going to use that. We're going to go ahead, strike him for 2, end our turn. Now at this point, I'm really expecting a creature. There should be something he can play at 4 mana. If he does play something, okay. That's fine. What else is he going to do? Anything? I know you see the creatures on board, so you think, we want to go ahead and defend ourselves, but not quite. Still not quite what we want to do. Now, what we can do is we can eliminate this creature by using a combination of the 2 attack damage from our Mad Scientist and the 1 damage from the Fireball. Then we can really reinforce the board by playing a 3/6 minion in our Water Elemental. A very good turn, very strong, healthy minion to play on the board, and we'll get a secret. So next turn, if the secret is not triggered, we can play our Eternal Arcanist and he will start to ramp up, as you say. So we're going to get our secret. Pulled from our deck, we got a duplicate. Okay. Now, we could kill it with our Fireball, like I said. And I'm sorry, I made a bit of a mistake in explaining that. We can kill it by pressing 2/1 and using our Fireball, or we could play the Water Elemental. Now, because it's only a 2 damage creature, and altogether, even with his dagger included, we will only take 4 damage. We're going to go ahead, play Water Elemental, possibly take the damage from all sources, which would be better for him, honestly. Him attacking the Water Elemental, even with everything, would not kill it, so he would wipe his board for pretty much no reason. He's going to attack our face with everything, but that's okay. We have 27 HP, this is not a great deal of damage, and we have many ways to defend ourselves and remove things from our opponent's board. So we're okay with getting hit. Taking a bit of time to think. Looking at his options, possibly looking at his weapon, seeing if he can do something with a card called Poison Dagger, which would increase the damage of his weapon, giving him a little bit more flexibility. He's attacked us with the 1/1. Every creature can only attack once per turn. A very odd decision. He actually made a great mistake there. He's going to play it again so he can get another boar, which is fine. However, this is the mistake he made. Before you Shadow Stepped it back to your hand, which the Shadow Step is a 0 mana card, which pulls a creature back to your hand and allows you to play it again. The mistake he made was he didn't attack with it first. If you wish to Shadow Step with it, that was fine. But he should have attacked me with the 2/3, then Shadow Stepped it, then played it again and got his second boar. Minor mistakes, people make them. It's fine. However, it is going to cost him a great deal. Okay. Now we have Ice Barrier. Ice Barrier is a great defensive card. It's going to, upon something attacking me directly, it will give me 8 armor. 8 armor is additional type of health that stacks on top of your health. An opponent has to chew through the armor before they can attack your health directly. A Wolf Rider with the effect Charge. Charge simply means that the moment of the turn that the creature is played, it can immediately attack whatever it feels like. He's going to use the charge to get one of my water elemental, a good idea, but we have Duplicate. Duplicate is a spell that gives, once on a creature's death, gives, as you can see, 2 of that creature back to our hand. He's attacking us directly, which triggered the Ice Barrier, giving us our 8 armor, absorbing his attack. So we're still in good condition. Now, we're on turn 6. The Water Elemental is still probably our best option. There is nothing highly threatening about his board, so there's no reason to play our taunts, such as Sludge Belcher or Mirror Entity. We're going to get a little more board control by putting Water Elemental back out there, attack him for 1, and end our turn. Let's see what he does. Ah, Argent Commander. Charge and Divine Shield. Great thing about this card. Divine Shield is a shield that absorbs all damage to a card upon it attacking something. So as you can see, the card only had 2 health, but it survived attacking Water Elemental. It survived due to the Divine Shield. It also has Charge, which we explained already, made it where it could attack on the very turn it was played. Now, that is a dangerous card. That's why we held on to things like this. And now it's a sheep. Good for us. We're going to return our Mad Scientist. Or, yes, we're going to go ahead and return our Mad Scientist to the field. I'm sorry, I failed to explain the opponent's play. He played Argent Commander, which we explained what it does, and he also gave it a card called Cold Blood. Cold Blood, as you can see here, give a minion +2 attack. The card has to be played in combo in something instead. I'm sorry. The card, for its effect to kick in its fullest, must be played in combo, which means it simply must be played with another card. So you'd have to play a card, then play Cold Blood for its effect to fully kick in. Alright, he's played a 3/4 Assassin's Blade and Deadly Poison, which makes these a very powerful blade. Hopefully we'll draw our sludge, our little sludge from last game that I explained eliminates weapons. And we'll be okay. He's being very aggressive and not taking control of the board like he could. He's just attacking me directly and ignoring the fact that I could possibly put up taunts. This is a very common mistake that a lot of people make, and it's simply not a good idea. Now we're going to put out Sludge Belcher to defend ourselves, and our second Ice Barrier to get 8 more armor. This puts us at a fantastic position as far as defensive is. This gives him a lot of things to have to chew through before he can even start hitting at our health again. Now, he has a 5/3 weapon, which means upon 1 strike onto the Sludge Belcher, he will turn it into its second form, which is simply a 1/2. He will take the 3 damage from attacking the creature. Dark Skill Healer. Great card to help heal you, and it is a 4/5 body. And a defender of Argus. Okay, he's looking to start defending himself a little bit now. We have yet another taunt. Now, this is a 5/6 creature, which is rather difficult for us to deal with right now. We could Flame Strike, but it's really not the best thing for us to do. So, we're going to just kind of put up more defenses, and just keep making him have to swing with that sword. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this, simply to get another secret on board, and to bring it down to 4 health, which will make it where our Flame Strike will kill it next turn if we must. Just in case he tries to heal it, we're going to put it even a little bit lower. We'll go ahead and place Fairy Dragon just to have extra damage on the board, because he still must strike through both of these. And let's see what he does. Now the secret we drew was Mirror Entity, so we will get a copy of whatever the next creature he plays will be. Alright, he's going to use that creature to strike our little Sludge Builder. Now unfortunately, upon attacking both of these, he will receive no damage. The creature won't, nor will he. But they do force him to attack him, so that saves us health. Also, he's going to have to use up another charge of his weapon, leaving him at only 1 charge of the weapon. And he still only got us down to 21. Alright, he's going to go ahead and end his turn. Now, here's where we get a little bit sneaky. This card, like I explained earlier, gets stronger every turn. So, if we silence this, we will bring it back down to a 4/5. It will heal. Because it increases its statistics every turn, it will heal itself. So, this is what we're going to do.
Your magic shall not save.
Silence it. Bring it down to 4/5. Attack it with this. It survives because we brought its attack damage down. Strike this. Sacrifice our little dragon here. And then we're going to play this, just because it's a big healthy creature for us to get out there. And it also has a combination which I'll explain if we get it off. Now, because we have secrets in play, as you can see, this will heal. And now it is a 3 health card. Now he still can kill it with the 5/1 dagger, but if he does, then that's fine. We have duplicate in place. Which, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have duplicate in place. It's in our hand. I'm sorry. But he can also target us directly, which seems to be the theme today. Plus, even if he attacks this to eliminate with the 5/1, that's 7 damage he's going to have to take from striking the Arcanist. Not something you really want to do. Let's see what he does. Now, unfortunately for him, it's a really tough decision. This card will only get stronger, so eliminating it is a high priority. Assassinate. A fine choice. A not too commonly carried card by his class, but that's alright. He has one in his deck. It's his choice. It's his custom deck. So he'll build it the way he wishes. Okay. He chose to take a little bit of board control. And he had a backup Assassin's Blade. Good for him. Got another weapon in place, but he still's got a long way to go before he gets us down. And we have a great deal of strength to start playing. Gotta go ahead, play a free duplicate. And Lotheb. Lotheb, as soon as he's done being very angry, there we go. Lotheb adds the cost of how many mana crystals it takes to play a spell. Now, because this is a 4/3 card, things like Eviscerate, which deals 4 damage to the targeted card, could eliminate it. So we're gonna go ahead, strike him for 4, hit him with a fireball, and play with it. Now, because this card is in play, he cannot strike us with things like Eviscerate. Well, he can, but it will be at a high mana cost and make it where it is the only thing he can do this turn, as well as strike with a sword. Ooh, see? Deadly Poison, giving him +2 damage, but it cost him 6 mana, making it literally the only thing he could do this turn, pretty much. And now we get 2 more of those, meaning we can repeat that and make it cost that much every turn. For the next 2 turns, we can make it where all his spells cost a great deal more. Now, I wonder, is that going to do what I think it's going to do? No, it's not. We didn't get its effect because it was triggered by a spell and none actually played from hand. A shame, but it's okay. We'll play another Lothep. We'll use the minion that we basically stole from him to eliminate his minion. And we'll attack. We will put out Fodder Elemental just to get out more damage out there. And, oh wait, I'm so sorry. That actually was a big mistake for me. We could have just ended the game there. I was not paying attention to just how much damage I had dealt to him. We could have used our Fireball to win by striking him for 1 instead of playing the Water Elemental. Gotta go ahead and say whoops. And end our turn. This is probably the longest upload I have actually ever done. I'm actually not sure how the license works with YouTube. I'm hoping I'm able to upload this. It's a very long episode. But these games can take a little bit of time, and he chooses to strike the monster, killing himself effectively. I believe the Japanese call it Sudoku or something. It's suicide. And there we go. We ranked up. Anyway, that's all for this episode. I hope everyone's enjoyed this little episode of Hearthstone. Hope I did a decent job of explaining to those who don't quite know what's going on. And we'll probably pick this game up and play a few more games in another episode. But that's all for today. See everyone later. Bye-bye.